my best friend, slept with my boyfriend, and my mother wanted me to forgive them both. I never thought I'd be here, writing this, but I need to get it off my chest. My best friend, Sophie, and my boyfriend, Liam, betrayed me in the worst way possible, and if that wasn't bad enough, my own mother sided with them. It still feels surreal, like a terrible dream I can't wake up from. Sophie and I had been inseparable since middle school. We were the kind of friends who finished each other's sentences, shared clothes, and knew every little detail about each other's lives. She was the sister I never had. My actual family life was complicated. My dad left when I was 7 after discovering my mom had cheated on him. The fallout was ugly. My mom became distant, throwing herself into work and relationships to avoid dealing with the mess she'd made. That left me clinging to Sophie, who felt like the only stable thing in my life. Liam entered the picture 3 years ago. He was charming, attentive, and everything I thought I wanted in a boyfriend. Sophie was ecstatic when we started dating, claiming she had never seen me so happy. The three of us became this little trio, hanging out together, going on double dates when Sophie was with someone, and celebrating every milestone as a team. Looking back, I should have seen the signs. There were moments when Sophie and Liam would share a joke I wasn't in on, or exchange lingering glances, but I brushed it off. I trusted them. It all came crashing down last month. I had been working late and decided to surprise Liam by showing up at his apartment with dinner. I let myself in. I had a spare key, only to find Sophie's coat draped over the couch. My stomach dropped, but I told myself there had to be an explanation. Maybe she had stopped by to borrow something. Maybe they were planning a surprise for me. I mean, what other reason could there be for my best friend to be at my boyfriend's place? I called out, but no one answered. That's when I heard them, muffled voices and laughter coming from the bedroom. My heart was pounding as I walked down the hall. I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't this. Sophie, half naked, wrapped in Liam's arms, both of them laughing like they didn't have a care in the world. They froze when they saw me. Sophie's face went pale, and Liam stammered something about it not being what it looked like. Not what it looked like? I could barely breathe. I dropped the bag of food and ran out, their voices calling after me. The next day, Sophie showed up at my apartment. She was crying, mascara streaked down her face, clutching her purse like it was a lifeline. "Please, let me explain," she begged. Against my better judgment, I let her in. "I didn't mean for it to happen," she started. "It was a mistake. I was drunk, and Liam, he came on to me." I laughed bitterly. "So you're blaming him? You're the one who was in his bed, Sophie. Drunk or not, you made a choice." She flinched, but kept going. "I know I screwed up, but you have to believe me. It didn't mean anything. You're my best friend, and I hate myself for hurting you." "You're not my best friend," I snapped. "You stopped being that the moment you decided my boyfriend's bed was fair game." Sophie kept crying, but I couldn't feel any sympathy. I told her to leave and never come back. If that wasn't enough, my mom decided to insert herself into the situation. When I told her what happened, expecting at least some sympathy, she sighed and said, "Sweetheart, people make mistakes. You need to forgive them and move on." "Excuse me?" I couldn't believe what I was hearing. "Look, I know it's hard, but holding on to anger isn't good for you," she said, her tone patronizing. "Sophie loves you, and Liam made a mistake. Don't throw away your relationships over one bad decision." I felt like I'd been slapped. "One bad decision? They betrayed me, Mom. Sophie isn't my friend, and Liam is dead to me." Her expression hardened. "You're overreacting. Relationships are complicated. Sometimes forgiveness is the best option." "Oh, like how Dad forgave you?" I shot back, my voice shaking with anger. Her face went red, but she didn't say anything. "You know what?" I continued. "Maybe you're okay with cheating and betrayal, but I'm not. So don't tell me how to handle this." The days that followed were a blur of anger and heartbreak. Mutual friends started texting me, saying they'd heard about the breakup but didn't know why. Apparently, Sophie had been downplaying what happened, framing it as a misunderstanding. I wasn't having it. I made a post on social media detailing everything. I didn't name names, but anyone who knew us could figure it out. The fallout was swift. Sophie lost the trust of our friend group, and Liam was ostracized as well. My mom, of course, called to berate me. "Was that really necessary?" she asked. "Yes," I replied. "Because I'm done protecting people who hurt me." Friends keep asking me if I'll ever make up with Sophie or Liam, like this is some petty argument over spilled drinks. And my mom? She won't stop pushing her forgive and move on agenda, like forgiveness is some magic band-aid for betrayal. Honestly, I feel like I'm walking through the wreckage of a life that used to feel solid, and now it's just effing shit. Nothing makes sense anymore. My trust in people is shattered, and I'm second-guessing everyone's intentions, even those who've done nothing wrong. Right now, I'm just taking it one day at a time. Therapy is helping, but this isn't something that heals overnight. Maybe I'll find some clarity or peace eventually, but for now, I'm just trying to survive the mess. I'll update you if things ever stop being so completely FR-ed comments. Savage Spaghetti 34. Wow, I can't even imagine how you're holding it together. Your best friend and your boyfriend? That's next level betrayal? And your mom trying to guilt you into forgiving them? Nope. Stay strong, OP. You deserve so much better than these toxic people. Coffee and Chaos 22. OP, your mom siding with them says everything about her character. Maybe she's projecting her own guilt onto you, but that doesn't excuse her behavior. Cut her off if you need to. It's not your job to carry her baggage while dealing with your own heartbreak. Not your therapist 23. Sophie and Liam are trash. Your mom? Also trash for even suggesting you forgive them. Forgiveness is earned, not demanded. And honestly, some people don't deserve it. Focus on yourself, OP. They're not worth your energy. User throwaway 9876. Honestly, I'm so sick of people acting like forgiveness is the only way to heal. You're doing the right thing by standing your ground, OP. Let them stew in their own mess while you move on and thrive. John 79. Your mom is probably feeling guilty about her own past and wants you to forgive so she doesn't feel bad, but that's not your problem. Also, Sophie sounds like she's been shady for a while. Do you think there were other red flags you missed? Update. Hey everyone, I wanted to check in because the support I've received here has been incredible, and honestly, it's been one of the few things keeping me going. Things are still messy, but I'm starting to feel like I've found the smallest thread of stability to hold on to. First, I've doubled down on therapy. It's hard work, and some days I leave the sessions feeling like I've been hit by a truck, but it's forcing me to face the pain head-on instead of letting it consume me. One breakthrough I've had is realizing that Sophie and Liam's betrayal and my mom's refusal to support me isn't a reflection of me. It's about them and their inability to value the relationships they've destroyed. I've also started rebuilding my life, slowly but surely. I've reconnected with some old friends who've shown me what real loyalty looks like. One of them, Amy, reminded me of how I used to be before all of this. Confident, ambitious, and unshakably independent. I've been leaning on her a lot, and it feels like a lifeline. As for Sophie and Liam, they're still blocked on everything. I've heard through the grapevine that their situationship isn't exactly going well. Shocking, I know. Apparently, Liam's been flirting with someone else, and Sophie's been spiraling. Do I feel vindicated? Honestly, a little. But mostly, I just feel indifferent. They're not my problem anymore. My mom, though, she's the hardest part. She's been trying to reach out, sending me these long texts about how she didn't mean to hurt me and how she just wants her family back. I haven't responded yet. I'm still trying to figure out if I even want her in my life after everything she's said and done. For now, I need space, and I'm not going to let her guilt me into breaking my boundaries. So yeah, things are still fubbed, but maybe a little less so than before. I'm not over it, but I'm starting to believe that I will be someday. Thanks for sticking with me through this chaos. I'll keep you posted if there are any major updates.